Jojo aye, the man jeju.
Go sleep until God answer everybody.
What up, people? It's your favorite podcast man back again with another one. I am Michael Scenario.
And I'm very welcome, Koya.
And we got a special guest with us here today, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of Africa's biggest movie stars, entertainers. Thing is, what I like about MENISMS were real here because to me, not real guy.
Of course.
Where
would they jump for gym regular?
As he starts to introduce me like that, I look and say, is that where
No,
we're going?
no. That's what I said. No, I have to do the professional one. Then, like I said, we're real. Like, we go save Jim if it's like we know each other. But he's one of Africa's young.
Only Sunday until last year, I never attend, for obvious reasons.
That's true, Sha.
All right, yeah.
But again, we have one of Africa's biggest stars here, Mr. Tobi Bakre. How are you doing, my G?
I'm good, my G.
Welcome.
We need to stay at the gym today. Our time has changed. And nice today.
Accountability.
And there's a reason why you come in the evening.
Let's focus, shall we?
There's a reason why you come in the evening.
That evening.
Go judge you. That's why I come in the morning. That's why I come in the morning.
I wonder why you know nigga. I'm like, I go
bruh.
7 a.m. boys here.
Exactly.
No. 5:30.
I'm tired. There's no energy after.
Okay.
But look, we out here. MENISMS, welcome to the show. Obviously, you know how it is. We just here to chop game, get to know you, also speak on some things. So I think the first thing people want to know, and even me myself, is just, where you from? Where'd you grow up? What's your
Give us some background.
your origin?
Okay. Origin, state of origin, Ogun State, but born and bred in Lagos.
Okay.
I grew up in Shomolu. I grew up in Ogudu, Orioke. I grew up in that Ojota area.
Okay.
Then Ogudu, then Ogudu, and what Pako, and that's Ogudu GRA.
Okay.
So you see the transition
Right.
from like Shomolu to like Ogudu Orioke, then Ogudu GRA. So that's pretty much life transitioning. And,
Okay.
now I'm a family man somewhere on the island.
We thank God.
Nice.
I mean, so you were born, raised here, went to high school here, went to uni
Everything here, yeah. University of Lagos.
Okay.
My high school was also here in Lagos. Everything is Lagos. My only experience living outside of Lagos was NYC here in Abuja.
Oh, okay.
So that pretty much a full Lagos.
I mean, quick question: how old are you? Obviously, for people that
28.
Okay, so we all same group here, but
Oh, okay. How old are you? How old are you?
26. Please.
30 gang.
26.
26.
30.
Please.
Okay, so we're doing 2 to 2.
Wait, hold on.
26, 28, 30.
How old are you?
But you can't be 30. You
How old
can't
are
be
you?
26 now. I can't. Did I really just
Shame the
buy
devil.
that?
Shame the
age is
devil.
not why we're
Shame.
here. They say age is just a number.
Age
I'll be
is-
32 in May.
I was about to say, I represent the
Agba.
30 plus gang out here. But
Agba.
what was Lagos like growing up for you? Because again, we all have different perspectives and we like hearing different stories for guys. So growing up for you, what was the culture like for you? What was the scene like? Were you outside on streets? Were you living your best life, uni life? What was that like?
Okay, well, growing up, pretty much, I wasn't a get inside boy, but at the same time, I wasn't a street boy at the same time. So went to different private schools, but at the same time, we had access to the streets also.
Okay.
Well, when I went to Unilag,
And I'm
Laugh
interested.
it off.
yeah, I have my
Your fair share
the
of
name
experience.
goes.
No, 'cause
my
everybody-
reputation goes before me in Unilag. So in Unilag, I used to be like a club boy.
Okay.
Yeah, so we used to throw parties. I was the chief of grind.
Right.
So I lived a pretty decent life in Unilag. I was very serious with my academics anyways. I finished with a second class upper. But beyond that, I also really enjoyed the social life out in Unilag, where the pioneers we're part of the pioneers and, we're the leaders of the movement, whatever
Of
the movement
outside.
is. Yeah, of outside.
What
So-
is this movement? Because you went to school in Nigerian University.
Yeah, so I mean it's just there was always just groups of people in every university that's trying to create hype for locations in Lagos. Like when everybody's out for nightlife.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You know,
In
then
different schools, private. I mean, most schools you would have somebody somewhere who's also gingering the same party. The person Unilag
Yeah.
is gingering. So they kind of all knew each other. They were different promoters, but they all knew each other because one person would either have one connect for one party today, another house party again tomorrow. It was always something.
because the thing is, before club boys used to be like a real big thing in Unilag. Like you see people entering freshers in uni, they're really trying to get into the clubbing scene and all that. But it kind of died because before, as a university goer, girl guy, the only time you got access to go to the island and go to a proper club was when the club guys were doing parties. But then, boys started making a lot of money, off the records and all of that.
Right.
And then, girls that before they'll wait for when Grind is doing party to go to. So girls could, on a normal Friday night, she's already going to the island.
Fair.
Yeah, I can count in uni, like the first couple of years, I can count how many times I went to the island. So when I even found out, like, oh, girls go to the island and come back, some guys leave on the island and they're students here, I'm like, okay.
So you see why I was asking that question now, because even you, like you said, you going to university is like, I didn't even realize guys were living the life other uni students do outside, because in Nigeria, especially for young people, you don't think you have accessibility or this access to go to the parties and all that. But when I ask people what school you go to and they say uni, like, do you know how it was back in the day? How many parties?
Back in the day,
you
was
think
different,
partying
though.
is
Nah,
what
it
it is
was-
now and all that? Do you know
it's
what we're
different.
doing? I'm like, damn, like they're really real stories that a lot of us don't know.
That was different. I remember my first experience ever coming to the club. It was actually, I was testing for this club Grind at the time, and then they were kind of having like a party. So they are testing you now. So they kind of, okay, come for the party, no wala. Then we didn't know we were meant to pay when we get to the party. We thought, okay, as new incoming or almost incoming would. Then I remember getting to Sip Gate.
That's the gate.
I remember getting to Sip
Sip
Gate.
Gate has the stories.
I chop gates.
You've been
I
there.
chop gates. Like every time I drive past that place, I still remember the memories. I chop gates. I was outside, and a few of my friends that you would have those guys then that, because I got into uni very young, very young age. So I had like all those older guys from like King's College that were like,
That
don't
knew
worry,
you,
don't
knew
worry.
you, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go and we'll arrange. I remember these two in Silver and Viva. Silver and Viva, they just told me, don't worry. Next thing, Silver and Viva, we thought they went to make arrangements for us. We didn't see Silver and Viva again. And I was the one that drove. I drove boys.
Wow.
Boys left me, entered the party. I shot D, but I'm like, I must enter. So luckily for me, I got in when the party was ending. So towards 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, where I could even get access to VIP. I was downstairs. Then boys won't buy drink. They would smoke like one pack of cigarettes with one small drink. So I didn't do that, but that was the area. And then I'm like, I need to see what is going on in the VIP. So I managed to secure my way. I just saw the lifestyle in the VIP. I know in that moment, I just told myself, in this life, make money.
In this life.
Do you know what's
life.
he unlocked like two big memories now, because one was that Sip Gate. I've not told a lot of people this story, but I chopped gates in Sip when I first came back, like uni times and all that, because I went out with two of my yellow friends, and these boys are like very yellow, like light skin. So we're now going in. I'm not feeling myself like a big guy, because usually I'm with my other cousins. They let my yellow friends go in. They just said,
So they
Oyibo, you can go in. This one will
and
wait.
you know the bad part is once they tell you are not going.
going.
That's it.
Go and bring your mom.
Do you know, remember
Bring
those
your
other
dad.
days in SIP 2 that people are fighting even to get inside and all that? So that's but
Used to be bad.
that's the first memory. Then the second memory is, I don't know about you guys, but let me ask the question here. But when I came to Nigeria, I was 17, 18.
Okay.
So at that time, people were starting to do the club parties that they'll name like G11.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard
Yeah,
of
we
those
used to
parties.
do. We used to
So
do,
did you guys used to go to those same parties? Because I
Yes.
know they used to be like, because you know how they used to say like, oh, guys are stay on the mainland island and we're driving to the island.
No,
to
private
come for a
school
party.
students used to do theirs.
Yeah.
Club promoters used to do theirs.
It was
Okay.
always,
So everybody was so interconnected even during those
Yeah,
times.
one way or
Yes.
the other.
and it was
Okay.
always like that one party everybody knows about that weekend. So
Yep.
So you kind of want to go to also say you went.
Fair. Okay, it's like now even in a way, just that was
Yeah.
a secondary school version.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
it like that now?
I mean, as adults now, there's in the entertainment industry, there's some parties you go for attendance now.
Well,
Not me.
they're not as common now. Now it's kind of open board. Everyone is just any
Everybody-
party
everybody
just
can
hear
go anywhere,
about.
yeah.
It's not like it's not like the festive times like how you have the all black everything. That one is like an everybody knows about it. It happens in December type of thing. So you can say that is kind of similar to how. it was in high school.
Okay.
So parties like that everybody knows about, and it's not if you think you're up for it, then you do.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
wait,
speaking of, sorry, I wanted to ask you.
Go
Speaking
ahead.
of, I mean, you mentioned about finishing with your 2-1 and degree. Did you ever actually use your degree? Because I think everybody just knows you as baby boy.
No.
Don't know
No,
if you
it
ever did any
wasn't-
9 to 5.
Yeah, I think most, a lot of us in Lagos kind of knew each other from Unilag
right.
days. And even before then, I think I used to pop on social media then. I had like 25K followers before the whole
Right.
media. So yeah, I used to work as a currency dealer in Heritage Bank.
Okay.
So I did that for 4 years.
Right.
Yeah, I worked in different units, but I was in the bank for 4 years before leaving to do the reality
real
show.
baby boy.
Yeah.
So even
No,
so even
I
that
think
baby,
like
let me ask you a
I was
question.
doing my baby boy. The banking baby boy was chill. Because when I was in the bank here, of course it's not like the salary was all that, but like
you kept it
I'll wear my
structured.
I'll wear my nice native. I had my small apartment. Once I go out, I'll just order from my Long Island and my shisha. Anybody I meet, there was mystery. Like, who's this guy? And I had vibes now.
So that's what I was about to ask the question, because I came to Nigeria 2018, 2019. So it was maybe it was 2019 that I was really deep in it. That I started learning, okay, who the Nigerian influencers are, who are people. Your name kept popping up. Name Tobi,
Really?
Tobi. Yeah, because I'm just like, when you said baby boy, I'm like, even him saying baby boy, I'm like, what's this thing everybody used to talk about, baby boy, baby boy? So like, where did that stem from? How did you get, because everybody likes to throw it out, but then it was like, your name was one of those guys that kept popping up. I'm like, what do you do?
I don't know why. Well, what year was this?
This was when I moved back. 2018, 2019?
Oh, 2018, 2019. No, I done Big Brother then. So I think
What year was Big Brother?
2018. January 2018 was when I went
you
for
had
Big
just
Brother.
come back.
So so that wasn't pre-bank. Where the
So that was post.
boys.
That was post, yeah.
So you
Well,
were
well,
about to ask a
outside
question
then.
about Big Brother, like
Yeah. So, because I think most people who know you now know you from Big Brother, and then
other things,
after that. So, my question is, even I get plenty stuff. So, but I think one of the key ones is, obviously, the attention you got after Big Brother.
Yeah.
Like, was that something you welcomed, or was it just like another stepping stone? Some people just like the fame, especially when you look at a lot of people who went to Big Brother and how they are now. They just want the fame and I know this person for Big Brother, but they never actually.
So for me, when I was going into Big Brother, it wasn't a agenda for I want to be popular, I want to be known. Like I already felt like I was known. I had imagine for a regular guy, you have 25K followers. So I was. So when I went for Big Brother, pretty much I was tired of banking. So my personality, when I'm doing the same thing like over and over and over again, it tends to get boring real quick. So I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm still young. I think I was like 22 at the time, and I'm like, okay, I always wanted to go on this show, and right now I'm really tired of this job. So it was either I start processing my jackpot to Canada, or I can go for. And then it was more like, okay, you can go for this thing, and then when you come back, process your Canada and whatever life. But I was just really tired of where I was, so I'm like, okay, let me take a chance on this. So went for Big Brother, and then I didn't necessarily think, oh, as a Big Brother, this is what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I'm just like, okay. In case anything should come of this, I got management, someone I trusted, really respected, not even trusted, respected and trusted. And I'm like, please, should I make anything sensible or whatever it is I'm doing in there, please help me try and make sure there's value to be, gotten when I get out. Yeah. So went in, and I remember the first time I came out, and then I finally got my phone and I checked, and 250K followers.
You go first for Max. First use on buy suya.
Yeah, I'm just like, I didn't go. I didn't kidding. I didn't joking. And then that happened, and then coming back to Lagos, it was night. We landed from South Africa, and then there was just a ton of people, live band. They had brought my boss in the bank. They had brought his Range Rover to come and pick me. It was my first time at Range. I was like, you guys wait too. Then when we get to the hotel, there's a lot of people also fans and people coming to show love, and I'm like, wait, what? And then I just started getting credit alerts on my phone. I remember people, because I didn't win, so a lot of people, fans and whatnot, they had sent money to my account. Sorry guys, I'm just confessing for the first time. So they had sent money to my account, and then because I entered the bank with nothing. I remember myself and one of my friends at that mood. That December, we decided, you know what? Life is tough. Let's just spend all our money and enjoy ourselves. And that's what we did. We're clubbing, we're partying, we spent all the money. So there was really no money in January. So I just got out and I saw 800 and something K. I'm just like, that new iPhone. see my, and I'm a banking personality. I should be better with money. So I've got an iPhone, and but then I was ready to do the work, and I think the rest is history.
So my question, 2 questions now is, you said you didn't win Big Brother.
Yeah.
So I guess the first question is, I'm trying to be,
nice about it.
Yes, because I want to ask. You're my guy. Let me ask you a real question. See, does Big Brother really change you like that? Change people's lives like that, or is it a case you have to, like you say, have the right team management?
No.
Or so?
Really, well, now that I've done 5 years in media, so I can talk even from a bit of a professional angle. So there are different steps to it. When you get out of the house, what you have is you have fame. Mm-hmm. Do you get now? Like then I remember I could post a picture of a finger, and get
Likes,
like
likes,
70,000 likes minimum.
Wow.
You know, I don't have to post the finest picture to get the most engagement. You know, so
Basically,
that
less
you
work,
had that going.
same
So
as
like
done.
pretty much at that point in time, anything you do, anything you say, people are interested. And there are businesses, there are a lot of people that need that currency you have in the moment. So so in that moment you're hot. Club appearances, you're getting, you know, courtesy visits, or come and pay respect to this person. You're getting money here and there. You know, there are different avenues to kind of make money. And then people also want to try opportunities. Like, okay, you get influencing gigs because now you have followership, you have numbers.
Yeah.
So you get influencer gigs, some acting gigs maybe. So like within all of this, you now have to kind of stem as to, okay, what was your plan, or what do you for me, I didn't have a plan. So it was more like, okay, what do I enjoy now? Like, how do I see myself? Okay, I'm eloquent. Okay, I can host shows. Okay, I'm actually fun. Okay, I can try things, so I can act. Oh, I can create content, so I can do influencing. So mine was just, okay, I can do this, I can do that. You know, I did stuff myself, so I should be able to do that. So that was what I was just playing with till I found the things I love the most. So for everybody else, like pretty much everybody that comes off the platform, you come with a certain number of following and, you know, audience. So it's now a matter of, for me, what the strategy I employed was, okay, the people that like, minus the other gigs I was getting, like acting, for instance, the first acting gig I got, it was more like, okay, this Big Brother guy, he was really good on the show, he was decent, you know, let's give him this opportunity, you know, he could play this character and, you know, get that BBN audience to kind of. So in between that, I got it was more like a trade-off. Now I get a platform to show my talent, or try and score, get a bag, also kind of show my talent. So that was just pretty much how I started building everything. Oh, they call you to come and host this show because they want eyes on the show, but you actually host the gig well, so you get another gig. So
you have talent beyond just
you get, and now you can now tell yourself, okay, this is what pays the most. This is what I'm most comfortable doing. You know, you can now like kind of build your own niche.
So he was saying something earlier about, but you see, even the way you just said it now, my guy had a plan. You see, all of you, when you're doing something in this life, have a plan, because you see how you just broke it down. But he was saying how, like, and even me, that's why I said, like, Big Brother is a show I just recently started learning on. Like, even meeting more people outside, I was on Big Brother.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I'm learning more of it. But how many people actually get the success or can reach the level you've reached after the show? Because I think we were talking about, like, who are the top 5 people that have transitioned differently, and it's only a handful of names you can name that have probably gotten to the highest point you've gone to so far.
There's the God factor, there's the grace factor, but there's the God factor for sure, there's the grace factor, there's the hard work factor, and then it's pretty, but you know, now it's a lot of people. Like at the time I went for Big Brother, being honest, it was just like maybe 1 or 2 sets before mine. They had stopped for a bit, so there was a break. So like it was just new faces. The show was, but like looking at since when there are a lot of Big Brother people like I myself don't know.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Based on the fact that before you even get to
it has been it's been year after year after year. So like it's more challenging for them because now like the skill sets or this other person can do what this person can do. Do you understand? This other person can do what this person can do. So like really, how do you then differentiate yourself? That's why I feel like a lot of them, or a good number of them, might feel pressure. Do you get? Because eventually, so there's like a lot of people come online to like judge them and whatnot, but like I just look at it, I'm just like, well, really, if you've not been to the house, if you've not come out of the house, you pretty much don't understand how these people are feeling, how they're thinking. Like I can resonate because I'm like, realistically, you know, imagine you come out of the same house as this other person, you know, of course you're not trying to be envious, and you know, you and this person talk. This brand is calling this person for work. This brand is calling this person for work. That person is calling that person for work. And now you are just still this popular broke person. Right. Because being on the show doesn't mean you got money. Do you understand? Yeah. So you're really just this broke. And it's now worse because now you're broke and popular. You can't enter bike in peace. Do you get? You can't go to your regular canteen in peace. Do you understand?
There's a standard that's now set.
Yeah, there's a standard set for you. So there's a bit of pressure. And then you actually see your other guys getting bags, you know. So it's just like you now have to. I mean, so for some people, I'm like, man, really be honest with yourself. Like, is this thing for me? Do you understand? Because look at my guy, for instance, Miracle. From the onset, Miracle won, and he's like, man, I'm not about to do this whole social media thing with you guys. And he just dipped and followed his career and whatnot after winning.
And he won it. Oh, so for some, I'd like, I wouldn't know.
Realistically, Miracle would have been a vibe in media. Like he's such a interesting character and personality.
But he doesn't want that.
He didn't want that whole thing.
Pilot,
so you get I'm like,
he just went back to do that.
Yeah, I'm like, eventually, it's not everybody that is going to make it, but like if you genuinely find interest in the media industry, yo, dig in and keep working. Do you understand? If you dig in and keep working, now you're even lucky because you have an audience. Do you get? So whatever it is you have to sell, just keep selling into that audience. Time and chance will definitely happen for you.
So quick one. Now that you've spoken about time, chance, giving, efforts and all that, you mentioned something about acting just being something that, because we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk.
You
about
can't be the top 5
It's true,
best actors,
and you've done well, man.
It's something that you just thought after, like, okay, you know what? Now what do I do with my life? Because people.
Okay, so
literally from young train.
I promise you, the only thing I knew was I was good vibes like the band, man.
Right.
I just knew I had that kind of energy.
Right.
I was very sociable. I can throw a party and host everybody, and everybody's gonna be happy. Like, that was my personality. Like, if you ask my brother then what I'll probably end up doing, he'll think I'll probably own a club and be throwing parties, because that was what it looked like. So the acting thing, realistically, I never really sat down to picture myself to be an actor ever. Do you understand? So that's why I'm saying time and chance. And my school of life is, even when I was in the bank, I hope for better days. I have dreams and goals, but you know what? My strategy is, if this is what God has given me to do now, I do that thing so well till it opens other doors for me. You get? And I saw that happen in the bank for me. In the bank, it wasn't like it was the most compensating job or everything, but like, I did the job so well. Till tomorrow, my senior colleagues in the bank, we are still like this. I can walk into my office anytime. If I have anything I need from them, I can go to them anytime. Do you understand? And even on the show, they were my number one. They pushed for me. Do you understand? They are the reason for the success I had while on the show. So I did that. And then when the acting opportunity came, I didn't play with it, because it was too. I just imagine how I felt the very first time they put the camera on me. I had read my lines. The moment they said action, I felt like I was being stupid. Like, what am I meant to mimic this guy? But this scenario is fake. How am I meant to act like this is what's happening? So there was just so many things in my head, and I had other seasoned actors around me. So I was really trying, but I did the work. I went back. I watched the episodes. I'll start to watch how the other actors read their lines, how they what they add, what they remove. And I understood that, okay, really just put yourself in this fake reality and just be this character. This is the character you need to be in this, and just understand what they need to do and just do it. So eventually I did that, and I started to like how it came off on camera. You get, it was a multi-choice showing every day, and then I'll watch some episodes and I'll be like, that was actually funny. That was because it was meant to be like a funny show. I'm like, that was actually funny. Like, yeah, you're getting convincing. So I started falling in love with the whole filmmaking process, and then chance for something more serious came. I did that. Of course, if you watch all of my projects, I think you see the growth. But then one of the big projects now came. First big one was Sugar Rush. I was just excited. I was going to be in the cinemas. I was going to be acting along other superstars, Adesuwa, Bisola, Bimbo. You get, like, when I was in the back, these are the people you see on social media, and you just like,
and they were now your colleagues.
And I'm like, I'm going to be working. So I was excited for the opportunity. And then again, I take everything serious. So I'm like, okay, do the acting. Like, for me, whenever I'm on set, tell Tobi to jump. I'm not going to be saying, why am I jumping? What I'm going to be asking is, how high do you need me to jump? Do you get? So that's always my attitude to work. So that happened with this Sugar Rush. And then Jade calls me one day after doing like some other projects. Like, you know what? There's a big budget movie, Gangs of Lagos, and we want you to play the lead character. So that one was where the chills kind of came in, because me now I'm thinking, this is big. I love the story, but can I deliver? Like, I don't want to fail. This is now a big stage. You don't want to fail. But luckily, she's like, you know what? We also have acting classes scheduled for you. We know you can do it, but also take acting classes with Lala Akindoju. So I did acting classes with Lala. That was like my first proper lecture into acting. So like a lot of things I was already doing naturally, but didn't know what it was. And then all of the things she taught me to do. So you get, just blending all of that was just kind of what made me more comfortable in front of the camera. And then we did Gangs of Lagos, which is premiering 7th of April on Amazon Prime or Prime Video.
Plug. Make sure you go watch it.
Yeah, make sure you go watch it. I think it's the best movie in Nollywood for this year, guaranteed.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah. I'm confident, I'm sure.
Right.
So yeah, we did that, and then other projects have just been coming. So it's just amazing. So right now it's normal. I dabbled into it. I've gotten comfortable in it, and now I'm convinced, and like I know I'm going to do this for a long time.
Right. So speaking about diving into roles, because I mean everybody that knows.
I like how I said that, diving into roles. He dives a lot, right?
Yes. So don't kill me, please. So do you actually sometimes I mean, so everybody that knows you in the acting scene now most likely would know you from Brotherhood.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, your biggest project,
Yes.
currently aired project yet, right? And I mean, I've seen it personally. I'm sorry, it was amazing acting, right? Amazing.
Why you not say I'm sorry?
I have to say I'm
I thought
sorry.
I wanted to break my heart. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, then let me say my own
I have to
sorry.
apologize.
Because I always say is when I meet my friends like this now and we talk more, that I now go and watch it.
Okay, so no,
So you know, so I just started watching Nigerian movies and all this last few months.
Nah,
so when you see me in gym next time,
I'll ask you.
So he could even be thanking me because every time
It's actually
I'm the one who's
he's
seen
been
it.
the self
Oh,
plug.
I'm the one who's seen it.
I have to go and watch. I say this actually isn't bad, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I like this.
So I've seen Brotherhood, and the role Tobi acts in Brotherhood. What's your character
Akin,
name again?
Kala.
Akin. Now, so the basic synopsis of the movie is he's a brother.
Twin brother.
He's a brother to another twin brother.
Fouls.
Oh,
Oh,
Right.
you know what? You've actually sold me. Do you know why? Let me be very honest. Like again, this is MENISMS, we're honest. Do you know why he sold me today that I'm now going to sit down and watch all these movies?
Right.
Is the way he's been speaking about these movies. Because that's why I asked that Big Brother question. Because a problem for me, which is one question I was going to ask later on, but I'll just quickly jump into it now, was that, and we've talked about it, is that one reason I didn't watch Nigerian movies a lot until I started actually meeting people and we had discussions was that I felt like the market was so saturated. Like it's always the same people. Oh, you're grabbing people from Big Brother. Oh, you're grabbing people from TV show. But it's like, wait, nobody's hating on this. Like as a hustler, go and get your thing. But as a fan of movies now, are they having those acting skills to do it? Are they going to actually put that talent in? And I've seen how you've just described the process. Even when you said you actually took acting classes, it's like, okay, yo, this guy actually takes his craft seriously. So it's made me say like, okay, maybe Nollywood is not what we see from the outside.
No, Nollywood is
grabbing
changing.
influencer.
It's completely changed.
No,
And that's
Nollywood
why I
is
wanted to
changing.
ask me about the character because his character is. I mean, correct me again if I'm wrong. His character is very outside of him.
Mm-hmm.
So, like he just described, he's that life of the party. He's that. No, they took a bit of that into his character because, like I said, the summary of the movie is that he's a twin brother to Fowles, the other twin, and they are in two opposite worlds. He is in the criminal side of the world. Fowles is on the police side of the world, right? So, but they are twins, and I guess they've always clashed from young and all that stuff. So, now basically, I've given you that scenario. Now imagine him, the thug. He was already in prison. He's just coming out of prison. He's bald. He has a little scar on
I
his
saw
head.
that, yeah. So you actually
Now-
call your hair for that?
Yeah.
So let me tell you, and this is me saying it because see, I mean, I did, and I knew him before the movie. Do you know? So it's not even like I'm just seeing the character for the first time.
Yeah.
Let me all my friends and people that knew me are the most surprised about how well I.
I'm watching.
act.
I know my plan tonight. Then okay.
When I tell you, I was sold in the role. It felt like, in fact, let me tell you what you did. He took that role, made it his own, now started making it our own. So in the movie, I was Tobi. Like in the movie, I was.
Why do you say that?
Because he was the. I'm not a bad person, but I've lived this crime life. I just want to do it one last time and just be out. You know those kind of. I'm trying to turn a new leaf. I don't want this anymore. I just want to settle down and have a proper. I know I've done some crime in the past, but I'm not doing it. I don't try to kill people. His own was always, look, let's run the operation, but no killing, no death, no. So, I mean, you can see that's noble. It's like a noble,
like a Robin Hood kind of thing.
Dark
Well,
Knight
subject
type of
to
thing.
life.
You get so
Yeah.
like a noble Dark Knight. He's been caught a few times, but he's actually not a bad person. Like he sold that he's not a bad person. So we two are not like, okay, I like this guy.
I like the way you
I do watch
dimension.
out.
So see,
I
I like
go
this
watch
guy.
up tonight.
I like
I go
this
watch
guy.
up tonight.
He's bad, but the kind of bad we all will be if we were given the chance, type of thing. And so everybody could relate to the character.
Would you say that's the deal? So with how you were explaining these classes, would you say that's the one role you've had to prepare the most for? You really had.
And that's where I was.
No, the
getting
one
at,
the
yeah.
one I really had to prepare for is the first one. So because of how well I prepared for that first one, Gangs of Lagos, which is
Right.
being
Okay.
released next week.
It now gave you-
April. It gave me the skill to work on the character for Brotherhood. So when they told me about Brotherhood already, like in my head, I could already envisage.
Yes, I
When I read
found
the
it,
story,
yeah.
I'm like, I already know what this guy is gonna look like. Up is a con. So in the cells, they don't do legs, man. They work on body. Upper body is becoming bigger. And then I'm like, I don't want to look anything like myself. I just told the director, I want to shave my head. I want to pierce my ears. And she's like, yeah, that we're thinking of a look change. Like she'll talk to the director and and she's like, oh yeah, why in the same line? So already my workout routine changed, my diet changed. I shaved my head. They put the scar. I started to, and one thing I learned about acting as myself, I try to do more of method acting, which is more like become the character instead of trying to act. So like every time you tell me action, I am already
A
the
different
character.
person,
I don't need
yes.
to think too much of, I embody the character. So his lingua, his mannerisms, I'm already living it. So when action, I'm ready to go. So that was where I was for Brotherhood.
Okay.
And it kind of showed in every scene.
Do you have some of your roles spill over into your daily life? So
Yeah, it does.
So like you know how you did Brotherhood. Like I said, Brotherhood was somewhat far off from your daily. Your daily character is still so in the Brotherhood scene. You are still the jovial. You go enjoy life. You still like party everything. But it wasn't. It was like we are street, so naturally we should enjoy parties, but not the you're just a happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Right now you're a happy-go-lucky. Anyway, I see myself. Okay, maybe we'll just have fun. But there you were like have fun, but hey, I mean when it's time for work, let's focus. I beg. So that role, how did that spill over into your?
So the thing about acting is like me personally. One thing I realize is if they give a script to me and to another actor, there has to be a difference in how I play it compared to how the other actor will play it. So there's this thing I do where outside of building the character, there's parts of me I'm going to put in this character.
Right.
Do you understand? So there's
still
parts of
How
me.
do you mean?
So like, how do I put it? So like in terms of some of the mannerisms, some of the lingua, because I've lived different types of life.
You've had different
from
sets of
low
friends.
end. I've had different sets of friends. And I'm sociable. I can hang out. Like last weekend, my turn up was me and my security guard and the boys in the area were just drinking and gisting. That was what it was. So like I can blend with everything. So in all of that, I pick like different things. I pick some lingua. I pick some. So like for every character now, I can just like pick a part of me at a time point in time and just
I see what you
put
mean.
in
So
that
it's
character.
still yourself.
It can be a part of myself, or sometimes I'm like eventually I know I'm going to play some roles that will be totally nothing like me. And then for even Gangs of Lagos, that was challenging because like for the first time, as guys now we build so many walls. You get like you're ready for all the possible sad outcomes from life mentally, you don't know it, but like so I was not playing a role of a strong guy, but then in that same movie he had moments where he had to be vulnerable. Bruh, I had the toughest time.
I see what you mean.
I had to tear my walls down, bro. I drank 2, those plastic drinks now. I drank 2 within the space of 5 minutes. I needed to. I felt like I drank water. I didn't feel nothing because I was just trying to lose. I was listening to the saddest. This is a song I always remember with Gangs of Lagos. Celia song by Tiwa Savage.
Okay.
I was listening. It's an emotional song. It's a very emotional song.
To get you in your feelings?
Yeah.
Really?
Bro, he's trying to create.
And I wasn't because I wasn't trying to fake it. I needed to be
actually sad. Yeah.
Oh.
I needed to be there. So like I was putting myself in the scenario of this character, like this thing just happened. And across me was just even I was self-reflecting. There was a graveyard right in front of where we were shooting. So my head was in different places. And eventually like we shot that scene and then, after we shot and they called cut, everyone was still quiet. And people in the background were sobbing. Like the makeup guys, some of them it was almost as if for that moment everybody forgot that we're acting, and some people were actually tearing up. So like for me, I'm just like, I went back home and I'm like, yo, I went back home and I'm like, yo, you, because that was every other thing I had to do. Like, bro, it was work. I'll get on sets, it'll put me in my black and black. My first thing is to roll on the floor, take sand, rub on my face. Like some things, it required some of those gritty stuff. But like what was going to be challenging for me was like, yo, this character's vulnerability. How do you want to play that?
Right.
Do you get, because you are so on your own, you are so tough.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we came through. But
so did that this is really interesting, right?
It is, and it leaves you sometimes. It leaves you. You see, when you get home, like my wife now. Initially, like I'm very patient. I'm very calm. Hardly anger is the last emotion but my fuse became shorter. On the road I'm driving, my fuse is a bit shorter because of this character I'm currently in space with. My fuse shorter. So like after the whole thing, I had to just
ease out and just step away from
so that's why I said, you see what I said, like now more so, because even the way he's expressing it now is like, okay,
because the truth is for people who like to watch movies, like I said, any actor that can make you become the character with himself has already sold you the movie. So like I said, in that movie, I'm sure most of us who watched it were all Tobi. And we're all just navigating that entire story, right? So this is interesting for me because now he said that he has to tap into other emotions even he himself hadn't fully unlocked. You get what that does? So what I want to ask now is, after having to break down those walls for that role, were there some of the walls you couldn't put back up? Because now that you're naturally not a vulnerable person, were there now situations that kind of made you react differently? Like maybe sometimes someone will ask you if something is wrong and you almost want to break down your entire day, as opposed to saying, "Oh no, everything is fine."
So the thing now is a lot of times, like, that's why like people don't see the struggle actors go through.
Yeah.
Like I just imagine having to do. Thank God, like luckily, we kind of take breaks in between, because imagine you have to go from one character to one character to one character.
Mess with your mind.
Somewhere in between that, you
lose
can
it,
almost lose a bit of yourself. But luckily for me, I have like family around, so like, once I finish on set or once I'm done with the project, I hang out, spend time, I kind of can reset, back to the normal me. Yeah, the normal me. So yeah, that's it. But like, it takes you to like on sometimes to deliver on some roles, it will take you to places. And I didn't see it happen to just me. Do you know, like I was acting with other people, and there are some scenes like when people get into that emotional state, still on this project, it's hard to take them back. Like they've gone into it, and we have to post-production in that moment for them. Like I've been on sets with Chioma Okwata, and then they were like, after they were shooting that scene, they had to be telling her, "Mama, they've called court. Mama, come back. Mama, come back."
Wow.
So like, you appreciate, like like this movie is not for me. Is just like subjecting it to how much people will love it is just too. I can't do that. I can't do that.
A lot more
because you know what you put into
it.
Yeah.
And not just me, the director, the
team,
producer,
really.
and even the levels and stages this movie has gone through. I mean, it's gone through editing in different parts of the world, and even with how good it is, this is Amazon's first original. So they won't just pick something and make it an original first out of Africa. And then even when I was in the States, like I went to have my baby, and then I would just get random DMs from people I respect in the industry, or from some people that don't even know me, like, guy, I was in Yankee with some people, and they were talking about you. That my guy.
I love that feeling.
Like you don't see goosebumps. I'm like, hey.
Let me ask you a question.
I'll let you ask just this last one. So you mentioned this trip, and I was going to talk about it now. This trip, did it make you feel more of your stardom than you had felt in a while? Because I think I noticed that you were meeting a lot more verified accounts.
More celebrities.
So did that make you feel like, oh shit, this is where I am now?
No. For me, it's just do more work. Like I don't know. I'm not really about that. I'm a celebrity. I find real joy and happiness in my like immediate family. Personal moments, the real things I feel that matter to me, at least. You get. So that's me. So I'm not about the fugazi.
Right.
Nah.
So you don't really.
But then,
you don't really get carried away
so
with
for
this.
me, it's just, that's why I'm telling you, like, this kind of project, I don't want to subject it to people. Like, I want to do like Gangs. I love it. That's why I market it, and Brotherhood, I loved it.
Yeah.
You get. I wasn't trying to sell something to you. It was something I was
you
passionate
genuinely
about.
were
You
willing
get.
that
So
people
whether
other people
someone
see.
was listening or nobody was listening, it was going to be the same behavior. So with me personally, I'm not really. Of course, I pray with where I pray for my career to get. All those things will come. And me, I'm a people's person. So even I never relate to people because you're a celebrity or whatnot. I want to. If I meet somebody and you're trying to relate with me on celebrity level, I disconnect. I want to let's know each other. Of course, this thing you either worked for it or it fell on your plate. However, you got the popularity, the stardom, but I don't care about all that. Like, who are you? This is who I am. Because there's never a time you're gonna meet me and feel like you met a celebrity. Like that's why in the gym, like I'm still me. Do you get? You see me everything I used to do before stardom, I still do.
I always joke with people and tell them this thing in Lagos, especially like that whole celeb thing to me can never be real in Lagos, at least, just because we're all going to see each other. And we've all seen each other, grew up together. There's a connection somewhere.
What I feel is some people now starve themselves of all those interaction
because
just
they
to
feel
create
like
that.
But so that way when they see you, it's like, oh my God. But it's like, yo, you need these people.
I want to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Let everybody see. That's why, you guys know the place I typically go to chill. So like, I will always be there. I'm not, see me. But then like I like it, I get feedback one-on-one from my work. People that love Brotherhood will see me at the gym like, oh, I really love your movie. And I appreciate it because that's like genuine. Thank you.
Exactly.
Because
it's not because
of anything. And you don't even need to talk to me. We're all using a general space, and you just decided to tell me this.
So let me ask you now. We want to transition now. Okay. So you were saying just now about your wife your child, and even me, I'm just doing the math.
You know that's why I've been running from MENISMS.
No. We know guys personal question. No, it's just
it's okay.
We're
I'm
good
just like
people,
no, because I felt hey, these people make me talk about the street days.
No. See, I'm not even. See, you didn't even let me. I never asked my question now. I never. Don't worry, it's not about street. It's actually intriguing you say that because you said you're 28 and you said your wife and child already, and I'm like, we talk about perspective. We're like, we even were talking about this before.
Yeah.
As a young person, the way you see them doing things early on, there's like the systems in place and all that. While Naija, everybody starts late, but you started early now. So my first question is, when did you first get married? Like, how old were you when you first got married? Secondly is, how did you transition from what they say the baby boy phase back in the day to that phase of, yo, I found somebody that I want to take serious and now I've made her my wife?
Okay, so I got married here 2021. When I was shooting Gangs was when that was when I did my wedding 2021.
Okay.
So for me, I always wanted what my like family will always shaping like how you probably half of how you either you want it that way or you don't want it that way.
But you know that's
you
the
know
way
that So for me, I loved what my dad had with all the kids. Like my dad is still actively working. My dad finished paying school fees at the age of 40 or thereabout. Myself and my dad, if you go to the club right now, like you think that's my first brother or like my uncle. Like my dad is still yoppy, LVA to toe. You get, if you should give me a native
soft daddy,
like a soft man. So you get, I want that with my kids. I don't want to be out of touch when they are a certain age. Like I want to be able to.
Right, I see what you mean.
Yeah, like okay, you are Gen Alpha or Gen Beta, whatever gen they are in now. I can relate to whatever, and then just kind of have that better relationship and really start early. Like I don't know, nobody's in a rush, but I'm just like eventually it's the same challenges. So either you want to face them early enough or you want to face them later on. Now I have all the energy. I can play with my child. I can back him when it's time to take him to school. I can carry two of them on my shoulders and carry them. But I don't want to do that when I'm 40 and when one back is paining me. Do you understand? So I always even thought to start at 24. But 24, of course, the financial resources were not there, and also the partner was not there. So I then got to a phase in my baby boy life where it was more like every other thing just got mundane. Like you meet people, sometimes you think you're attracted, but later on, down the line, you realize you're not attracted, and then a lot of men are not great with communicating. Like, okay, sorry, this is what I thought it was, but this is not what it is.
We're getting better, but
so the thing then was ghost, and then you're ghosting with a reputation. Do you get?
I've been there.
So it's like, the one that ghosted you, I know where to find him.
I've been there.
So you're ghosting with a reputation. So eventually, I just really got tired of that whole circle. And somewhere in my mind, I knew like if I meet somebody, I used to pray actually, like God, how I used to feel, that natural. I don't know. We all have that high school love.
Oh yeah, of course.
So that high, I don't know about you, but
you can't
because you're looking like
your face was like
okay,
you can't
maybe
relate.
Uni.
Okay,
of course,
because like I remember my high school love and how I used to feel.
It was so
and
pure. It was
just so
fresh,
pure. And I told myself like,
innocent.
God, please make me feel this way about somebody else, and it's gonna be what it is. Do you get? So eventually, when I started to feel that way about my wife, I'm just like, yeah, this is it. Because for me, that's because with men, with marriage or with people, you're never gonna find that person that ticks all the boxes, and you get so. And eventually,
how long were you guys together before?
Yeah.
Sorry, wait. Sorry.
1 year.
Whoa.
1 year.
You have my respect, brother. Nah, if you watch the show, you understand how.
1 year.
So you gotta give some game to me, even just like 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year. Because I also didn't tick all her boxes, but eventually the key things that mattered.
So you knew as a man, like straight up. Because there's a saying somebody told me saying like men hold the power to like relationships and commitment. Like once a man knows, like
once a man knows, I feel like as far as the woman is not setting an unrealistic target or life for you, like making you become somebody or not, or like some people want somebody rich and you're not there, but they see potential. And so do you get? So like even for me, like it was more of a situation of this is where I am, and I was very honest and open about where I was in life. This is where I am. This is my history. This is that. I was very open about.
So she knows.
Yeah, she knows.
So would you advise? You're about to answer that. I feel like we might be having the same question in terms of what I was going to ask was when you were honest with her in this year of dating or so. What was the answer I was looking for? Cause I feel like we're going to say, but it caught me off right now. Because it's like, for you to openly admit that a lot of guys will not do that, especially a lot of men in Lagos.
So I guess what we're trying to ask is this. So you see, before a guy starts opening up, we need to have been talking to a point where I almost trust.
No, you need to know the person. Yeah, you know you know the person wants to be serious also.
So, but is that the? So did you? So okay, it's two things now. You could either have waited for the stage when you guys get comfortable, then you told her, what you really are or how you really are. Or it was like from get-go, hey, see, before we even say anything.
Yeah, like you said, this foundation, you know what you're getting into.
Was it a see, madam, wait, I like
so
you
guys, where you guys are setting it up is as if what I really was or what you really wear is so bad.
No, I don't mean like even not to know. No, I'm saying every stage, every man has a stage.
Now we know there's a stigma on if they say that you're outside.
Let's all be human. Let's all be natural. Let's all be real.
Yeah.
Do you get half the time? Majority of people have had faces where, I'm not committed to anybody. I'm just out here. I'm just dating.
Yes, of course.
You might be dating several people. For some people, it's multiple sexual,
of course,
sexual partners and whatnot. So for me, it's just like in the moment you want to be serious. First of all, is if you're being transparent enough, this person already have an idea. So what your life.
You're saying less to them before they.
They already know.
Right.
Yeah, and you get they'll have an idea who you are, and you can then they can communicate because it takes both ways. They can communicate. Okay. In this, like for instance, now if you're transitioning from maybe a baby boy life now to being serious, going out every other weekend or being out every other day is not like already naturally that doesn't flow with trying to be serious. Your partner is not going to be comfortable with that, so it's up to your partner to also communicate like, I'm not comfortable with this and this is why I'm not comfortable with it, and also for you to actually understand where they're coming from. Like, okay, really and truly,
am I supposed to be out every weekend?
I need to be
like
out
this?
Every other weekend. And
unless it's like a reason.
And then involve her. Let's go out together instead. Do you understand? And then over time, like I tell guys, like when we really want to be serious, all these things are not that hard. Do you understand? And then when you have a partner, you can really communicate. It's okay. I used to go out 5 times a week. Like me before then, on a Monday, I can be out. Because I used to be by myself. I used to live alone. I used to get so bored. So I might walk all week. But once I don't have work, on a Wednesday, it might be 4 a.m. I wake up. I'll just drive to Quilocks. I know my boys will be there. It was that kind of lifestyle. But like eventually, when I started dating someone seriously, I'm like, okay, this person might come in the morning, or I didn't communicate that I'll be out. It will be.
So would you say with that now, the reason why I'm asking this is to also give game to a lot of the people who are saying like there's a lot of accountability you have to now take as a man now, because we've been talking about that.
And it's both ways now. Just imagine you would expect some things of her, she will expect some things of you, and also put yourself in her shoes. Do you understand? Even as a guy, like imagine you start dating a girl that probably used to be out every other weekend. If you guys are looking at, and see the caveat in all of this is looking at being serious, being really serious with each other.
Because I was going to touch on that. But
if you're not being serious, I mean the leash is a bit more loose, but it's just accountability last. Okay, and it's not even necessarily saying you don't have to be yourself. It's just communication. Okay, now be more structured. If I want to go out tonight, you're going to see your boys tonight. You might be out late. Communicate. Alpha, this is where I'm going to be. I'm just hanging out with my boys. And that's it. She knows you told her. Not like, tomorrow somebody's telling her, I saw this person at the club yesterday, and you're like,
and that already starts building the whole distrust and all
like,
that.
why is he not telling me who was it with?
I have something to say, because this is really nice and interesting. But you see, I've spoken to quite a number of guys, and I got to find that, and I guess including myself to some extent, a lot of guys still don't. So how you were saying, once in a while, so you involve, or you guys go out together, everything. A lot of guys are worried about disappointments.
In terms of,
you can do all that for the baby, guys performing love. One day she wake up, she just turn around and you just realize she was never that serious.
Yeah, it's both ways now. Like that is both ways.
Yeah. So, but now a lot of guys now have that problem, and so.
But you see the signs though.
So now that's the thing. Once you are in love with somebody or you like the person,
but as a man now, I said this accountability thing. You said, "Oh my God, I was about to cast myself."
No. But hold on. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you're not accountable. I'm trying to let him know that it sounds like it was a lot easier then than it is now.
No, I was going to say
because now
then it's 2021.
It's 2021. Just a year before now.
No,
I won't lie. Is you see?
You said
see if you're if you as a partner, male or female, if you're communicating and you're being observant, you know the real situation of things. So if I'm telling this person, like, I'm being serious with you, I'm showing her, and it's not just what I'm saying, in my action and in my words, I'm telling you what I really want us to be. I'm telling you where I am. And you're saying, you're hearing me, but you're not acting like you're hearing me. So like a girl is still acting how it was when we're not serious, when we're serious. Of course, that's already a signal. So you can either, because you like her, choose to lie to yourself, or either you're bringing yourself to understand, like, okay, this is who this person is. So if those factors that are not you're not comfortable, if they are very key to you and they are not deal breakers, maybe you can just learn to, understand it or live around it. But if they are, key breakers, then
you said something. Well, you don't. No, but that's what I'm saying. But you see what I said? Like,
I feel like girls are more traumatized.
I was about to say, because you see that accountability thing. Let's be honest. How many times have you asked yourself?
Because I feel like girls are willing to be more accountable than guys are.
That's what I was about to say. With us now, we're not honest and upfront, because a lot of times we still beat about around the bush. Even the times you're talking about, even back then, I'm also guilty of it, where I thought I was communicating to a lot of girls, right? But I'm doing 50-50, where I'm talking about something selective. Yes. Oh, I'm doing some things, but I'm not acting upon it. Oh, I'm communicating, I'm not.
And those are signals.
It's just this year. That's why I said, like, this year is the year I've actually changed. That I'm like, I've been telling. That's why I was about to cast myself, because I've not been dating girl. Yeah. I've been dating one.
So he's
chilling.
about to be hooked.
And we guys we're good at lying to ourselves.
Yes.
In that moment,
yes.
Moment, you are giving 50 and holding another 50. Left to you. I'm giving 100. And the person is reacting based on the 50 they are getting, and now you judge them.
No, mine called me out because she knew. Because the thing is, this is a mistake a lot of us guys make.
Out.
We're not friends with the girls we date at times. You said something like, would you say like your girl now is like your friend?
That's
like
my body.
We don't go for that look first. It's always the attraction, good personality, but it's like, if she's your friend, she too be able to.
Nah, it's friendship. Well, because now I can talk about it because I'm married. Like, attraction will always be there, but trust me, you wake up to this person every other day when you're married. Or when you're seriously dating for a long time. It's not every day. Like, of course she's beautiful, but it's not every day you're going to wake up and it will click in your head that, she's beautiful. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that attraction thing that you're looking at first is when you guys are dating or married, is the first thing that will go. So is that friendship. I think like friendship is really what keeps the marriage and every form of relationship. Once you can really be, because if you're truly friends with this person, look at it. You can, as it is now, if you're just dating a girl casually, you can fuck her over. But will you fuck your friend over? A guy you consider...
Especially where you have to wake up the next morning and you guys will still have to talk or even work together.
Do you understand? Even your boy, typically, guy code, you won't... Except guys that are like horrible guys, man. You won't fuck your boy over a bag, over a babe.
So it's like the standard you're going to have for your babe is the same way you should have a standard, maybe even better than your close
that's
boys
your guy now. Yeah. Like, realistically, I'll look at it. Like, sometimes, you're in some situation, I just look at it like, imagine how my guy will feel knowing I did this. Or
just kind of betrayal.
Just imagining it, and you're just like, nah, my guy don't deserve that. So in that moment, it's not necessarily, my wife, my babe. It's just like, this is my guy. Like, and really, I don't know about you guys, but like all of us must have hurt somebody, and then you just see the person hurt, and you wish you could just rewind time.
That's what made me calm down with women, because I realized you see some reactions as guys with some girls how they're like, I can't handle this.
And it's hurt. I don't know about you, but like
that guilt, you'll be like, damn, like I didn't even mean to do it like this. Like,
and emotional pain, I guess physical.
Yes.
Because where we boys like,
and that's the one
we've done to the point where, I'm generalizing it now, where you're the one that did the bad, but you two are hot.
Yes.
You two are hot.
That's the time you start sending those text messages you never sent. You now read back and be like, God, what the fuck am I writing now? But I need to send something. I need to say something.
No, me I call. So I call straight. Just let me talk.
Right, so one last thing I wanted us to touch on, because we're running out of time. We always run out of time.
Oh, okay. I thought it was okay. No, there's a time cap.
Yeah, of course. Should we be doing 3 hours?
We want to do longer, but people will be saying, time this or like,
it's real talk. Like,
Nigerians have short attention span. Right. But yeah, so we've spoken about your marriage, and now I guess guys now understand that, look, when you're ready, do your thing. But would you say you were ready for fatherhood? Because you can be ready to settle down and marry, but raising a child is a whole.
In fact, I won't lie. The thing is, you're never truly, however ready you think you are, you're never truly 100% ready for marriage. You're never truly 100% ready for parenting, because there's so much people talk about marriage. There's so many blogs, there's so many podcasts and whatnot on marriage, on relationships. But trust me, there is so much in marriage and relationship that you don't know about. Like, you don't have the clue about. So till you're married and till you are in it, that's when you start to understand these things or know these things, and you start to navigate or learn to navigate. So that being there, how do you prepare for something you don't even know is going to happen or it's going to come up? Do you understand? And then also parenting. The child is coming. There's the butterflies. There's everything. But like now, do you know, even dealing with your pregnant partner, that's a journey on its own. that's a different journey depending on how their pregnancy is. For some women it's easy, for some women it's not.
So did you ever have any cases of she wanted to eat
Bruh,
spaghetti and meatballs at 3 a.m. in the
well,
morning?
her cravings wasn't the cravings
right.
not so bad, but then like you just have situations like, oh, like you can't spray your favorite cologne.
Right.
She might come in the morning and want to smell your armpits because that's what she finds
Yo,
that smells nice.
tell me if you can relate to this, and I know you can, because I was talking about this pregnant thing. You think the time I use this as an example of my ex now, when you're in love, there are things you're going to do, especially when she's sick or not feeling well, that you as a man would have thought, me.
You do this, of course, now.
So even with you asking that, I was going to say, my second question to follow is, what has been probably your best moment of fatherhood and being a husband, and what has been your most challenging period as a parent and husband?
So far, yeah.
I can't quantify these things. Like every other day I wake up and I just touch my son, or he just comes and he's stepping on my face or telling me to wake up, or comes to me and says up.
Right. Those are things that just
bliss, do you understand?
Yeah.
Or I'm just randomly at home, I don't have much doing, and I just look to my partner and I just feel so much at peace. Like right now I'm not out, I'm not necessarily having fun. There's so much happening in my life, with work, with the future I don't know about. There's just so much happening, but like I have somebody I'm sharing all of this with, and I'm just at peace and comfort. So like every other day, I feel like, and it happens every other day. Before I sleep at night, I just really look at it like, yo, I'm actually blessed. Like I have everything going on for me, and I have a supportive partner. I have the cutest boy ever, and he's growing. You can tell he's just like. It's just the challenging part right now for me is just like when you really think about the future you want for the family, because that one, loving them so much and and being the father in the house. I don't believe in all those head of whatever. We all do our thing. Do you understand? But like you have to bring or steer the ship one way or the other, realistically. And it's more like, where do I want to steer this ship to? Looking at the situation of the country, is it going to get any better? You can even looking at my career, I'm like, okay, how soon can I get to the apex? How, like, the life I want to create,
you can actually
for
create
them.
your
So it's
own
not even
time
about
and
me.
so,
The time for them, the life for them, how fast can I create it out? And just looking at everything that's just happening around you. So like sometimes it can just feel like a lot to process because you don't necessarily have the answers right now. Do you understand? So those are the times I just really look at it like, man, but eventually like my rule in life, man, just take one day as it comes, do your best every day as it comes. Don't worry, things will clear up, everything will come to place, and that's how I live my life.
All right, and that's how we're going to end MENISMS. Great episode, my G. Great.
So please plug your movies too.
Plug your movies.
So,
I am going on a
gentlemen,
movie binge tonight.
Definitely.
So
You're gonna enjoy it. Everybody that's watched Brotherhood, when they come back talking to me, they talk different.
All right, so plug your movies.
So definitely, guys, if you've not seen Brotherhood, you can watch Brotherhood on Prime. You can watch Blood Covenant on Prime, and then be ready for the most special movie of 2023, Gangs of Lagos. It's going to be released 7th of April. I don't know when this particular episode will be released. So if it's already released,
it'll be out before. Don't worry, it'll be out beforehand.
Oh, okay, out before. Okay, so make sure you stay tuned. By now, you'll be seeing the trailers, the posters, everyone on social media. Make sure you just watch it. Like this is one for Nigeria. And you'll be proud. And please, if by any means you find all I'm saying cap, call me out.
So obviously, you guys already know there's already a Tobi Bakre fan. I literally just broke down his entire Brotherhood character.
I did not know.
No. You see, that's why I said every Nollywood movie is from him. Every Nollywood, he'll be telling me, "My way, don't know." I said, "Me, I don't know. I'm just finding out." But no, thank you obviously for coming on. Again, make sure you guys subscribe to our audio channels, iTunes, Spotify. Make sure you go watch it on YouTube. I feel like this is definitely going to be a good episode.
And make sure you go to Sunday at Tilashe. Make
sure your boyfriend
please, one of you guys should be streaming live now so that
trust me, like idea.
One thing I enjoy right now is a lot of what I can't enjoy anymore. I just like to watch and just live.
I would just like to say we are going to make a Sunday Lashe family edition for the men that have retired that want to bring their partners. You go still do the same thing, but at least your madam go did there.
And kids can be playing in one side. We can have our own boats.
Growth. Don't worry. Soon come. All right. Thank you guys again. This is MENISMS, and we'll be back again next week.
All right.